Nitakuwa nikikuletea kipindi chetu cha Conscious Minds.
Sikuanguka ni kura hazikutosha.
Niliingia mambo haya kwa sababu ya kukasirika.
Pia wababa walikuwa wameniuliza, wazee tuseme wameuliza nikuulize kama umetoa mbuzi ya wazee.
Mbuzi ya wazee hiyo itakuja tu.
Kwa hivyo sio vizuri mtu anyimwe nafasi kusimama ama kuania kiti chochote ati kwa sababu ya degree.
Mimi wenyu Patrick Gadhigi Karanja nikiripotia Jirani Kenya Radio and TV. Dedicated, determined and dependable. Good afternoon viewers, welcome back to Conscious Minds, our show that focuses on politicians and we ask them the hard questions so that you the viewer can get to understand them more tunapoongea. Ni mimi wenyu Patrick Gadhigi Karanja and today I'm privileged to be in Dagoretti South where we have come across a very good guest and I want to take this opportunity to welcome him to Jirani Kenya. And also, I want you to talk to our viewers. First of all, tell them what is your name, what is your name, what are you standing for, which position are you standing for, and also which area do you want to represent. Caribou Asante.
Thank you, Patrick. And actually, you make us all proud.
Yes.
We normally watch.
Yes.
The programs that you bring.
Yes, sir.
And we are so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Duncan Wahinya Oweru.
Yes.
I'm an aspiring member of parliament, Dagoretti South. By the grace of God, next year, that is August.
Yes.
So I have been born, or rather I was born, brought up in Dagoretti South.
Okay.
Actually in a ward called Riruta Ward, you all know.
Okay.
So it's a privilege. I feel always at home.
Okay.
And when I see young people and also the elderly and the Dagoretti community doing something for the community, it always pleases me.
Yes.
That's why when you invited me,
Yes.
I was so glad to come here.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, nataka tuingie kwa maswali.
Asante.
Unajua hapa tumeleta ndio tukuulize maswali ndio wananchi waweze kukuelewa.
Okay.
Swali la kwanza. I would like you to tell us why do you think you are the most suitable candidate for this seat and also name a few of your goals and some of your accomplishments that you have accomplished so far.
Good question. And you've decided tuongee Kiswahili ama tuweke tu in English?
Jirani
Okay.
We mix.
Okay. Let us face it. Yes. My presence, first of all, in this show is unlikely because I was brought up by a single mother, who is a primary school teacher at Gando Ward, just next to Riruta Ward, and also my grandparents who lived in Riruta Ward. Yeah, after that I joined Riruta St. John College for a computer program, which I later joined Nairobi University to do all that to progress computer science. Why I said my presence is unlikely, it's because as a person, I saw a very big gap, and the gap was the disconnect between young people, the scholars, and also the children and the elderly in terms of what they want to achieve in life. So myself, after campus, I decided to start a program called The Chosen Star, which brought together children from full gospel churches to make sure they're able to realize their potential when they are young, and also to align them to different careers and mentor them so that they don't get into what we have seen. As I said, when I was growing up, I know it's a question that will come. I was interacting with my friends, also some of my family members who are deep into drugs and also in crime. So I decided one day I'll come, not in a political way, but as a person who have grown with them, to make them realize that they can be the change. Yeah, so that's how I came into politics, with a slogan that we can work together as a community to make the young people realize that the change can start with them.
Okay.
And our philosophy is very simple. Working, me and you, sisi kwa sisi.
Okay.
And the people don't appreciate, for example, wealthy to better their life, but they appreciate the desire, the passion, the zeal that will make them realize their potential. Yeah, so we did not look that Duncan didn't have fun to come into politics, but I believe that each person has potential to make a change.
Okay, and those people you've said that you mentored from Full Gospel Church, you've mentored them. How far as an accomplishment? Umewafikisha wapi? Uko na cases ambao unaweza sema tulisaidia huyu jamaa akaenda hivi akaenda hivi? Kuna vitu kama hizo?
Yes. In any mission, or rather in anything that you do, it's measured by various goals. Our metric was one, to enable them realize that they can align to different careers. And I can tell you more than 5 of them, they are in colleges. Others, we have aligned them into different work that they are performing. And those who are so young, they were mentored, and I can tell you, if they are not in high school, they're in good primary schools, because they are still, when you nurture a kid from birth, or rather from like 3 to 4 years, going up, it's something that they install a virtue. So those virtues have actually helped them. And if the idea could work within few churches, or rather it could work with a fewer population, why not try the same to approach the issues affecting Dagoretti South at large? And why I said it's also unlikely, it's because one, we perceive politics, or we perceive leadership as an aspect of, well, or rather it's for the wealthy people. So we also want to change the narrative that you need to first of all realize your potential, then see the difference you can make in a community. Also identify the gaps. Look and appreciate what is currently happening for you to see where you can be able to contribute. So myself, I did not go for governor position. I did not go for presidency. I did not go for even the MCA position. I went for a member of parliament. And if I might just, because it's more of like, why am I aspiring to be a member of parliament? One, for the policies that enables a community, they are mostly pushed through the parliamentary groups, or through the parliament. Also, there is a budget that sustains certain aspects of development. Plus, being a member of parliament, you will get exposed to various international bodies, if not friends of goodwill, to assist in whatever you have started. So if my aspiration will attract such institutions, will attract such programs to be installed in this constituency, why not try it? So that is why I'm here. And I think that answers your question, how I came to be, what I have been doing, and where I want to see the community going.
Very good.
Yeah,
we had to start from there.
Thank you.
So that we know where we are going. Okay, now I have a question. You seem like a very young person. Sitaki kuuliza miaka yako ni ngapi, lakini you seem like a very young person. And we have had some people maybe complaining that umefocus sana na age group ya youth, na ujakuwa ukiwaambia mambo ya age group kama watu wazee. Hao watu wengine, hao watu wazee pia hao katika, in case you get into your administration, do you have things that you're planning for them?
Oh yes. It's good. At least the young people are appreciating that we have faith in whatever dreams they have. But as a leader, you target the young people, you target the children, you also target the elderly. And I can tell you, one of my slogan is,
Yes.
when a young person is well empowered,
Yes.
even the elderly will, it's a blessing to the elderly. They will benefit from that. I will give you a simple analogy.
Yes.
If, for example, your child is a doctor, or your child has a business which is doing well,
Yes.
as a mother or as a parent, mostly you are so proud about that. Yeah? If you look at the other way around,
Yes.
it's also good. But the current problems that we have
Yes.
is that the young people are not well empowered. We have neglected them. We have neglected those who have finished high school. We have neglected to mentor those who are also joining different colleges, so that they can be able to empower themselves and contribute to the community. So that is where the gap is. But we have not done so at the expense of the other, the elderly.
Okay.
I can tell you, for example, we have a program for women health,
Yes.
which is more of like a health program for the women, for the elders, so that they can access medical health,
Yeah.
drugs and all those, because it has become so expensive.
Yeah.
And the young people, we are struggling also to take our parents to hospitals.
Right.
Either they have a chronic
Yeah.
or they have other ailments that
Right.
they are going through.
Right.
So those issues has come from the elders.
Yes.
But to fix them, we need also to bring sustainable development kind of goals
Yes.
that will be able to sustain them. And I'll tell you one thing,
Yeah.
a good leader
Yes.
collaborate. I
Yes.
remember back in 2015,
Yeah.
when there was a global entrepreneurship summit,
Yeah.
and you remember the president of US then, Barack Obama came.
Right.
I had a stand up at KCC, representing universal health coverage, even before Uhuru and Ruto become the president. And the originality of idea was to create a single health program that includes the benefits, either WIBA, which was, for example, an evacuation kit for the sportsmen and women to be able to be evacuated from fields, for the elderly people to not just contribute directly, but it's a global thing, it's a national thing.
Okay.
What they need is just a UHC card to access medicine. It's just a UHC card to access even investigations and various procedures within the hospital. So for that idea to sail through,
Yeah.
nobody can work alone.
Yeah.
And we cannot say that, for example, what they started failed. They just started it. They need people to drive it. When people with certain ideas come into power, then it creates that momentum to keep the coin rolling. And I'm sure, Patrick, that's a good idea to have. Yeah? So we are looking at a community in a holistic manner.
Okay.
We are also looking at the wazes. Yeah? I'll tell you, there is a mzee who told me, mimi nikienda nyumbani, either nipigwe na mikora, mimi nikienda nyumbani, sina taa. Yeah? So that tells you what? If you fix the insecurity,
Yes.
if you fix the writing, then you have contributed to that population. Because different people require different things for them to move to the next level. Lastly, as we move away from that point,
Yes.
I remember, because I've told you I've been raised here. During 2003 to around 2013, Mheshimiwa Beth Mogo, who is now the nominated senator,
Yes.
she used to have programs that gave food to the elderly.
Yes.
That was a program.
Yes.
Why I'm calling it a program, it's because it was running.
Yeah.
Yeah? It is not, for example, today you come with three packets of sugar, you give people, but it's not a sustainable thing.
Right.
He started with a program to help the elderly. So everybody knew December 24th If you go to the recreation center or the empowerment center that he built at Rota, if you go to the chief's office, you will get access to food.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Let us not assume that food and other basic commodities are still not needed by the entire population. I know we'll go to that because we also have much that we are not doing as a reactive measure, but we are looking at it in terms of sustainability. Yeah.
Just hold on your horse. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Hey Jane, what seems to be the problem? Uko poa?
I'm really stressed out because I shipped my products 3 months ago and they have not yet arrived. I am now looking for a reliable shipping company.
Oh, too bad. You haven't heard of One Stop Annex?
Oh, really?
It's a shipping company based in the US. They do shipments once a month to Kenya. They will deliver to your doorsteps. I have been shipping with them for almost 3 years and my products have arrived on time. Also, their prices are very affordable.
I think I better try them out.
To contact them, just call 253-517-8670. Actually, they're accepting boxes right now until November 10. You can drop your boxes at 4420 Pacific Highway East, 5 Washington, 98424.
Thank you, Patrick. I feel much better now. I'm looking forward to working with One Stop Annex Shipping Company.
Okay, Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
So now there's another question here. The incumbent, the sitting MP right now, Mr. KJ, and there is also this other one, Grace Mikinya, Mama Tent, na kuna mwingine David Jenga. I think he's been spending a lot of money here in the community. These people are big giants, just to per se, Ani watu yani wako seasoned, Na back to vile tulisema wewe ni kijana mdogo, do you think you have what it takes kukimbizana na hawa watu to the end of the race? And do you think you can take this seat?
Good question, Patrick. One thing I'll say, the moment you start something, the ultimate goal is to finish. So Duncan is so confident, one, that I'll be on the ballot.
Okay.
That's one.
Okay.
Talk of different people. This person is giving, this person is doing ABCD, this person has this analogy. But as I said, there is nothing we can say like enough wealth for you to make a change. It only takes someone who has the best interest and great ideas to bring or to make the difference. For example, you might see either the incumbent doing ABCD because we respect them. They are the one who are in power. And actually, I will tell you, Patrick, you should even be demanding more because you only have 1 year. There is a budget allocation for that. So you need to demand more of things to be done within that tenure. Then after the 5 years, you, all the people, will assess. They will sit down, listen to Duncan, listen to the other person, listen to the other person, and ask themselves who has the best approach to our problems. I'll tell you, for my case, I have seen people giving water as a reactive measure. That is very good as a reactive measure. But we are looking at, is it sustainable? What went wrong? Those are the questions that we need. Do we have Protection Act in place, which is the responsibility of a member of parliament? Like for example, we have water reserve areas. Maybe, I don't know, but there are some rumors that they have been grabbed. Do we protect water catchment areas? Secondary, there is the conduit pipes which connects the sources. For example, at Odhiru, we normally call it Dagoretti. We have a source, water source there. within the 5 wards, how are the conduit pipes being laid? Yeah? Do we have every or rather every ward connected to the conduit pipes?
Okay.
If it's not enough, that's when we ask ourselves, do we need to drill more boreholes to supply water to the residents? Yeah?
Yeah.
If the water or rather the borehole are not enough again, you also think, do we need now to get an alternative? Yeah? So those are the questions that we are coming up different. Because you can supply a water boozer, it's just 3,000. You can supply 1 or 2 or 5. But do we have a sustainable way? Second, are we protecting those reservoirs?
I agree with you,
yeah.
sir.
So back to your question,
Yes.
in terms of
Yeah, and I wanted
they are
you
known.
to focus because you are Kenyan, eh? You know Kenyans, like you said, good points. You know,
Yeah.
I agree with you. You have to look at the water, but Kenyans, ukienda wapatie maji, ama wapatie pesa pale na pale.
Yeah.
I think you know the Kenyan culture.
Yes.
Huyo ndio mtu watakumbuka,
Yes.
na watasema huyu ni mzuri, alikuja akatupatia maji na ndio watampigia
Yes.
kura.
Yes.
So how do you maneuver through that so that your even unasema your solutions can be the shining moment for them. They can see the solution, the big solution, other than just seeing the temporary solution. I hope unanielewa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if I may talk on behalf of the modern day society, young people and also the people have realized the politics of handouts is no longer working, and they are looking at leaders who want to create capacity for them, to enable them work by themselves to generate the revenue they need. Because handouts are also source of revenue, but they'll diminish and they will exit with the person giving. But if you create a sustainable program that will enable people to generate revenue on themselves, even when you are not there, the program will still be going on. And I'll give you an example of very good groups that we are working together with, who decided, for example, to start a program that they can buy either one motorbike, they can rent tents, they can do other community work. Then they generate revenue that they will use to better their lives. If we can focus on those programs to enable people sustain themselves, then you are different. Unlike where you come with, for example, 10,000 shillings, give an individual to distribute some handouts to the people, then they sing your name. It's okay for a campaign period. But the modern day people have decided they want leaders. They are not focused on people who are just there to show them that I can do this because I have money. So we are dealing with an empowered community. I remember a time ago when President Moi Kibaki came into power, he made education available. So the literacy level the literacy level have gone down, and people have become literate. So I'm sure, and I believe in the people of Dagoretti, they will elect leader basing on ideas, basing on who wants to work with them to better their lives. And that is where Duncan comes in.
I hope you're right on that one. I hope the people have matured to that degree. Tutaona, si ndio?
Yes.
Sasa kuna swali moja hapa from the viewers na walikuwa wanataka, have you decided which party ticket are you running for, and do you think the nominations are going to be free and fair?
I think that viewer I read my post yesterday where I said, first of all, people are focused on political or other political party ideologies instead of telling the people individually how are you going to address their problem. And I'll tell you, most of the political parties will be carrying a presidential candidate. And like where it will focus on the constituent. So for us, I normally take a political party as a bus. First of all, you have to prepare yourself. You have to pack your ideas. You have to tell the people what you want to do. Then they'll tell you, okay, we have set you free to go to any political party. If you don't get a political party, which is a bus for you, you can decide, because you know where you are going, you can decide even to run, yeah, by yourself. The Constitution allows you to go independent or to use a political party. Just to be specific to the viewers, that question has been so asked.
Yes.
Whichever political party you are in, whichever political party is your interest, that's okay. For Duncan, my interest is my life, your life, and the life of the people, the generation that is before us, and the generation that will be after us.
Okay.
Are we going to create capacity for them? Yeah. Are we showing them? Are we mentoring them? Yeah. Whichever party we will be in, I know with time I'll disclose the party, because we will be also launching our manifesto officially. I'll declare that on our official social media. Duncan Wahinya is the page that I normally use. So I'm sure, na msiogope, don't be worried. Be worried that this Duncan, as a person, what is he offering for the people of Dagoretti? Yeah. Yeah.
You have answered correctly. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Sasa now there's another question also from a viewer. Anasema ati are you involved in social media? Unaingianga hiyo Dagoretti South Watch, there's Jirani FB. There's a lot of social media, you know. Social media is propelling a lot of things nowadays.
Yes.
Wanasema some of the social media they've been saying KJ na David Jenga na Grace ati hao ndio farasi wako kwa race. Na ni kama jina yako haijaingia sana. Hiyo inakustua. Are you worried about that?
First of all, I appreciate the population online, because they are the one who make posts, they are the one who sell some of the policies that we have, some of the manifesto that we have to the people who are available online. And online as a tool, we can say people have different opinions. You will say somebody else post it's so and so. The other person will say it's so and so. Yeah. To justify so, you also need to find out the real picture, what's actually happening. I will tell you, Duncan is focused more to reach out to the people individually, like speak with Patrick. Tell Patrick, this is our approach, this is our agenda. Yeah, and also justifying that the person you see online is real. Yeah, for us, I'll say we came in as new candidates. There are those who are there before us. There are those who are already sitting readers. So they have already made themselves known. So if maybe for any reason there is a person who have not met us, we are coming. Yeah, and actually even mention it on social media. Tell me your area, I'll be coming. Yeah, if you need me, I'll even come on foot so that we can be able to address our issue. Yeah.
There you have it, viewers. Mmesikia amesema mwanze kuongea mambo yake social media sasa. Haya, sawa. Tunaendelea vizuri bwana Duncan.
Yes.
Na sasa nimefikia swali ya the youth. Na hii swali nataka uijibu vizuri kwa sababu wewe ni mwana youth.
Yes.
Sasa hii swali na imetoka kwa youth wa Dagoretti.
Yes.
They wanted to know what plans do you have for them? One, in terms of employment. Two, in terms of there's been a lot of drug abuse here in Dagoretti. I'm sure you are aware of that. A lot of drug use. What steps are you willing to take to maybe rectify that situation? And also number 3, tumetembea huku Dagoretti South sana na tumeona kuna talents mingi sana. Very talented young bunch here in Dagoretti. How are you going to be able to channel those energies into the right places? I want to take your time with that question.
Good. And I also want to appreciate and thank the person who asked that question, because it forms the basis of how we came into be.
Okay.
I'll first start with the first one. What do we plan or what do we want to do different from any other person to make sure that we change the life of people? I will say, and I will appreciate the young people of Dagoretti, because majority have gone to school. And actually I was shocked to meet a lady who was doing masters, but she was she was in the field doing some activity so that they can be able to see if they can build something or they can start an initiative that will build themselves.
Okay.
So one of my goal is to identify the groups and the people who have decided to come together as a people, as a young people, and to start initiatives that will better their lives and also give back to the community.
Okay.
When we identify those groups, we make available funds that have already been set to them so that they can be able to grow, buy equipments, be able to even create structures that they can incorporate different careers. For example, with a particular organization or with a particular group, they can have a treasurer. A treasurer needs to be an accountant. They might need a chairman. This chairman needs to have a particular. So those skills are already there, but they are not funded. The only thing that they have, for example, is just to form them. Then they are left on their own. So the young people become frustrated and they end up moving either into drugs or into crime. Not that they did not start. They had started, but they were abandoned by their leaders. So we are coming to tell them, don't lose hope. So our movement is, we are bringing like a culture of hope to the people and not handouts to the people. Because we have seen it not working. Yeah? But empowerment works, hope works. When people realize that they can do ABCD and their leader is able to give them access to that opportunities, they are able to move to the next level. So the young people should be happy that it's a young person who also wants to grow with them. I personally want to grow with them. And that's why our philosophy is sisi kwa sisi, me and you. Let us do this different. Another point to just insist on, point number one, most of our young people have skills. I met carpenters, I met others who are tailors, I met others who have also even degrees, but they are not in action. So in such an environment, what do you do as a leader? You become innovative. So for me, I have come up with a space, online space, that will enable each and every person with a skill to subscribe into that program. Then a person who needs, for example, a carpenter in, for example, from Karen, from Runda, from even Dagoretti here, if you need a carpenter, if you need a plumber, you can be able to go and request for one. And after service, you are able to rate that person because things are moving online. You can link it with Facebook as a platform. You can link it with Twitter, and people can be able to request. We have seen people who need to move from point A to point B. They will request through that, through Taxify, through Bolt, or through Uber. Why not be able to request a carpenter who is available, to request a plumber, to request someone online, and you're able to get access to a person from Dagoretti. And we can start.
You have already opened it.
It's already there.
What is the name of it?
It's called e-Fundi.
E-Fundi.
Like an electronic fundi. But we are going to rebrand it to become a government program. That was an individual initiative. So we want to rebrand it to become a government program. So that is point number one on how we want to do things different, but not at the expense of physical locations. If you can look at one of the things that I have been asking, Ajira program in Kenya, it's a national program. It employed 60,000 youths. How many youths were employed from Dagoretti South? You don't know. I also don't know. Because it did not employ a single person. Why? Because we don't have space, we don't have capacity to hold such a program. Do you know how much it cost? It cost 1.26 million to set up an Ajira center. Then the government, through the Ministry of ICT, through Telcom, is able to bring equipment and furnish with a high-speed internet.
Right.
So if you have that,
Yeah.
then even a mama bonga,
Yeah.
even a somebody who is a tailor,
Yeah.
they can come and to subscribe or log into their profile
Yeah.
to check,
Yeah.
do I have a request? Do I have a job request? Do I have all those? So we have to think beyond to solve our current programs. We might say, for example, we don't have physical buildings, but we can create virtual concepts that
Digital.
will work.
Yeah.
And that's where the world is moving.
Yes, yes.
So
Okay.
those are some of the programs that you will not hear any candidate talk of.
Right.
And I think you have brought various candidates.
Yes.
And whoever talks of that, we even have an elaborate plan
Yeah.
to implement it.
Okay.
We are going to contribute to whatever the government came with
Yes.
to even make it more robust
Yes.
to and sustainable
Yes.
to run for a bigger duration of time. Yeah. So number two,
Yes.
it is so unfortunate
Yes.
that the youths, after getting frustrated, I was talking to someone who said, for example, I have been raised here, I've seen my uncle drinking, I have seen my fellow youths who are taking, for example, bang, those who are injecting themselves with heroin.
Yeah.
I can see their lifestyle is good. I can see my friends who is in crime, for example, they are wearing good clothes. Then they admire such a life.
Okay.
Do you know why? Because the community they are in, for example, for any reason, they were not able or they did not have access to the basic needs.
Yes.
For example,
Yeah.
if a child
Yes.
misses a class today,
Yeah.
if a child goes to school dirty, it is a responsibility of a reader. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if a child goes to school today when they are dirty because they didn't have water, that child, for example, will face some bit of
Laxity
can
or
I call it?
Can't perform as well.
Yeah, even the other children, they will be laughing at that child. So after some times they'll say, let me stop this. So they will run out of school. Not because the school was not there,
Yeah.
not because the teachers were not there, but because the community they come from was not well equipped. So the idea, first of all, of equipping the community
Yes.
runs even to solve some of our problems, yeah, the drug problems and all that. And actually, I even appreciate those people who are also doing what they have already done, yeah, because even us, we are going to ride on what have already been started,
Okay.
yeah, and to expand it and bring some innovation into it. So whatever people have started, we are not here to trash it, but we are here to say we can do it better if given a chance. So I think number two about drugs is a bit wide.
Let me confirm something. So are you saying lack of social amenities can cause drug use? Has been a factor why the children have been indulging in drugs. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Before I came to this interview, it's good. I had to refer to some of the surveys that we did, and we realized that some of the children who are in drugs, either they face family issues, others were swayed due to peer pressure, others were frustrated, either because I have the education I need, but I'm still at home. The parents are asking you, your other peers are already, they have opportunities, so they get into depression.
Okay.
And it's so unfortunate, retro by retro, that depression goes into drug taking, drug use. After drug use, they don't have funds. So they end up now moving into the next level of crime.
Crime,
Yeah? So they start harassing people, stealing cheap, like someone snatch your phone and all that. But do you see where the problem was? So if we can fix the problem, then it becomes a solution to a long-term problem, that something that was existing. So that's why I said, for us, we have a different approach in solving community issues. Yeah. So all that
Yes.
can only be done
Yes.
not by Duncan alone,
Yes.
but when we come together as a people and decide enough is enough, let us work with the person who has believed in what we also believe in, that our community can change, that our children can become better, that we can end the drug use without necessarily engaging the legal process. Because, for example, if today we want to put everybody on sale who is taking drug, is it a working solution? It might be, according to somebody's school of thought. But to me, I'll say, it's high time to introduce treatment and prevention programs that will be able to create rehabilitation centers, that will be able to bring programs that after treatment, what next for you? Do you have some programs existing that you can be absorbed?
How do you plan on bringing these people on board to your programs? Because ni ngumu, sasa kama sasa ufungue program rehab, watakuja aje? Utatumia mbinu gani of bringing them in?
Good question, Patrick. I will tell you one thing. The thirst of people who are already in depression and into drugs, we cannot even quench with a single rehabilitation center in Dagoretti.
Right.
People are willing to change, but the rehabilitation centers available which are private are so expensive. So, from what I have garnered from the people, they are willing, but the process is expensive.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example of a close relative I know. We spent 300,000 for his treatment, and right now I can tell you he's a changed person because he was thirsty to change. Somebody asked, why am I going to the children? I know very well, if a child is able to be mentored, shown this roadmap, it's very difficult to change them in adulthood. But if they are exposed to too much aggressiveness, too much drug intake, they will end up also finding themselves into that. And I'll tell you, Patrick, child safeguarding should not be taken so lightly.
Good. I was going to ask you that because do you think the parents have a role in all this?
They have a role to play. And that's why I'm saying it's a community thing. But even if they have a role to play, they need a leader who will tell them this is the direction. I'm going to give you a simple analogy. We might have, for example, we might have like a flock of sheep. Most of them, they know they need, for example, to go home. But until one of them, which is a leader, decide to go home, that's when they're able to go. So that analogy says, even people need leaders to give them direction to such solutions. So we are coming up as those leaders to guide the community, to listen to the community, to ask them what went wrong. And I've told you, maybe why you are not seeing us mostly in social media, we are on the ground asking people, what is the problem? Yeah? Okay. So let us approach it in that manner. And I believe the people will decide. I said let the people decide. Let the people decide.
Good point. I have to admit. Now, ya tatu hii ya talents. Kuna talent mingi Dagoretti. Unawapangia aje hao majamaa?
When people, first of all, think about a talent, what comes into your mind? For example, it's football. Others will tell you it's boxing. Others will tell you is a lot of talents. But when you think of a talent, it involves more than sporting activities. Yeah?
Right.
You have people who are talented in different areas of life. One thing I'll tell you, you can have a talent, but if that talent is not mentored, it will go to waste.
True.
You can have a talent, but if you don't have a space to exercise that talent, the same talent will go to waste.
Right.
You can have a talent, but if that talent doesn't have, like for example, equipment
Yes.
that takes it to the next level,
Yes.
still it will go to waste.
Correct.
One thing,
Yes.
for our approach is different. If you are talented in, for example, singing, yeah, within our centers, we have professionals who will be coming either monthly, pro bono, free, to mentor those who want, for example, to venture into music, those who want to venture into even medicine, those who want to venture into engineering, those who want to do different things, even sports. Yeah. Why I'm so passionate, I'm a footballer. So I love a structured way of doing things.
Yes.
If Dagoretti South has a football structure, for example, donors will come, they will identify talents, not even, you don't need to have, like, for example, football talent for you to be identified by a donor. You can have another talent that can also be mentored within the same, but how does that donor access that young person on the field?
How?
It's when you have structured. Nobody wants to waste their funds. They want to know football has a structure. These are the number of referees. These are the stakeholders. This, for example, is the community playground. Then they're able to come in and say, we can focus on the pitch. Somebody else can focus on something, but it has to be structured. But when they come, then there is a lot of politics. There's no structures. Then it is able to, for example, it cannot attract a potential donor.
It's true.
Yeah. So when those things are in place, I believe those people will identify us. If they don't identify us, still we are going to use the 3% fund from the NGCDF fund to support a structured sporting activity and not just give handouts. Yeah. So I also want to appreciate the good friends from Dagoretti who either way find themselves on the top, they are having good jobs, others are thriving in business, and they are giving back to the community. I really appreciate what they are doing, and if we come together with our leaders, and not see the other person as a competitor, not see the other person as an enemy, then that's when we'll deal with our own problems. So that's it, and that's how we are following that.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, on those. Don't know if that money will be enough to sustain the whole population of Dagoretti, but it's a good will. It's a good will. Anyway, we'll see. And that brings me to my next question. It's more on if maybe your administration stands and you labda ukuwe wewe ndio MP, how will you increase the revenue in the Dagoretti South money kit? How do you increase revenue besides that money that you're getting from government? What other plans do you have to generate more revenue for these constituencies?
Good. I have already mentioned one.
Yes.
When you have good way of doing things,
Yes.
you attract people of goodwill,
Yes.
and those people inject their funds
Yes.
to whatever you are doing.
Okay.
The same people
Yes.
contribute towards community growth. That's revenue that didn't come from the government kitty that you are given as an area MP.
Yes.
Two, when you have those groups mentored, given programs to run, definitely they'll also be contributing to the revenue that will create more capacity for other groups to come up.
Right.
So it becomes a source of revenue also to the government.
Yeah. Okay, right.
And when we talk of other revenues, sources of revenue, like for example, other sources of the tax and all that, yeah,
Yes, yes.
the same also contributes to the tax base.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a short break, Dogo, and then we'll be right back, viewer.
Okay.
Hey Jane, what seems to be the problem? Uko poa?
I'm really stressed out because I shipped my products 3 months ago and they have not yet arrived. I am now looking for a reliable shipping company.
Oh, too bad. You haven't heard of One Stop Annex?
Oh, really?
It's a shipping company based in the US. They do shipments once a month to Kenya. They will deliver to your doorsteps. I have been shipping with them for almost 3 years and my products have arrived on time. Also, their prices are very affordable.
I think I better try them out.
To contact them, just call 253-517-8670. Actually, they're accepting boxes right now until November 10. You can drop your boxes at 4420 Pacific Highway East, 5 Washington, 98424.
Thank you, Patrick. I feel much better now. I'm looking forward to working with One Stop Annex Shipping Company.
Now still on the revenue, you have spoken of umeongea kuhusu hiyo ya madonors.
Yes.
Hebu endelea juu we need revenue ndio mambo yote.
Yeah.
How else can you generate these revenues?
Yeah, and I've said the first one was on donor funds, and I said donor funds don't just come, they are attracted.
Yeah.
So whichever programs that you have they will attract the donor fund.
Right.
It's so unfortunate, I'll be telling you that we normally need 450 trust condoms to sustain the young people and who are sexually active in Kenya. Right now the government is only able to raise 16 point something million. Yeah? So there's a deficit. So if you can start a program that empowers health program that empowers the community, instead of waiting for the government, you can be able to get funds to even bring more of those kind of equipments. And I'll tell you, Patrick, for example, if that is for trust condoms, what if or will people be accessible to, for example, contraceptives? Yeah. Do we have a budget or revenue to buy more? For example, we don't have. But if we have a program running that sustain people, they can be able to access contraceptives and all those, we can attract donors to bring funds to sustain it. So it's a way of bringing revenue and generating revenue that contributes to the community. There are other ways that, for example, building some aspect of business-oriented centers that serves the people at a subsidized, for example, cost, while generating the revenue to be used to grow the same constituency. Those are ways. But I'll tell you, because we are coming to that level, it's thinking already in corruption. Yeah? Because people who are running, either they are not transparent or they are doing it with either their next of kin, others are doing it with their so close friends who don't even belong to the same community they are serving.
Bringing me to my question.
Yeah. So that is other ways of generating revenue, but it has to be done in the right way. Yeah, otherwise it will just be benefiting some small people who have sat down somewhere to benefit from what should otherwise go to grow the community. The last thing, and just to end the revenue sources, it's what you start with the people. For example, we've said we are going to give the, for example, youth fund, women fund, to fund those groups. What do they contribute towards the growth of the community? You'll find when they make money, they are also willing to give back to the community. So what structures or what have you identified as a way to give back to the community? For example, women who have been empowered to start a program, they are willing to give sanitary towels to the ladies, but they are not going to get them from the homes. They are going, for example, to come to your women health program, which is running. It has an office to give their donation, to give their contribution to the community. So you empower people to empower themselves. So that is how we are going to approach it. And after of all, this they already given 100 million to around 137 million given by the national government to each constituency. Has it been utilized, and has it served the purpose in the right ordeal?
Okay,
If not that,
yes.
then we already have revenue, but it's not doing what is supposed. We are not maximizing it to what is supposed to do.
Yes.
So the issue of revenue and money and allocation and all that will be anchored on principles of transparency, which maybe it's something that we are reading into for the
There
next
you go.
discussion.
Now this is the main question now. Corruption. Atuta beat around the bush. Corruption.
Yeah.
Corruption has been a very big vice in this country. Like you said, those programs, they've been there. The youth fund has been established.
Yeah.
There's funds for that. But mostly those monies, they don't get to do what they are meant to do. You know,
Yes.
you may have new ideas, but well and good. They are good ideas. But how do you make sure that you can terminate corruption in this country? Because it has been there for many years, and a lot of people have tried to maliza corruption.
Yes.
You know, like in China, for example, you know, they were able to curb corruption to some degree. Eh?
Yes.
They got to a point where they would shoot somebody
Yes.
for corruption. Is that true?
Yes.
Now you, which hardcore measures are you willing to take to curb this thing?
You know why I'm smiling? It's one, because let us face it. If a child misses school because either the parent did not raise 300 and they come from your constituency, which has, for example, bursary funds,
Yeah.
that is corruption.
Yes.
If we can either build, for example, that setting or a building anywhere, and the people did not get accountability of the funds used, if the local people did not get, for example, even a simple job, to do the masonry work, if not to supply the desk within a particular setup, then that's corruption. I will ask you, because you belong to here, but because you are the interviewer, for today I'll not ask you, but I'll ask myself, I've never seen a single breakdown of the cost for a single project,
Right.
in Dagoretti South. If that is not corruption, then it is non-accountability and non-transparency of the highest order.
Correct.
So,
Yes.
corruption begins with the small things that we start. Corruption is when you fail to give or to allocate funds to the community,
Yes.
well, you have been given a responsibility to do so.
Right.
That, sometimes I say, we need to fix the sick laws. We need to change the ill policies surrounding or rather that already existed. It was very rare to, or rather it was like, for example, we can call it a bad omen or something in a traditional setup.
Yes.
But right now it's becoming a culture to practice, either to bribe for me to get a tender, to do ABCD for me to do ABCD.
Correct.
As a member of parliament,
Yes.
you have a responsibility to bring in laws that are so restrictive in parliament. But because the current leaders who we have elected, they are not bringing those laws until even the current president, together with the former prime minister, they decided to come up with a document themselves. Because certain laws that can fix that are not being enacted in parliament. So we need to change the leadership for us to fight corruption. So, and that's why we are coming up very strongly without looking at the old school of thought. Whereby you have to say, for other people say, for example, I need money for me to become a leader. That is corruption. If you need money to erect a person, that's already corruption. So we are coming like to the people in a very transparent way, that we are bringing the type of leadership which will benefit us and our children. Yeah, and you said something, for example, we can see ABC, do ABCD, do ABCD. It's good. But if the people will elect you basing on a handout, then you are corrupt.
True.
Yes? True. Because you are not giving the people a chance to first of all assess you. Yeah? You are blackmailing them in terms of, or rather you are using their current problem to blackmail them so that you can sell your agenda. Yeah?
It's true.
That's what should end.
Yes.
So corruption starts with when the leaders fails and when the community supports their failure. So we are a generation that we are going to change things. And I believe the people of today, some might be rewarded with money to vote for a particular candidate, but I believe the bigger percentage have decided to get the right people who they think are first of all people of integrity, they are honest, they are transparent and accountable of whatever it has been allocated to them. So it is not just for Dagoretti South. As a member of parliament, you have also to address like national issues. It's a national issue. But when you tighten the laws, when you fix the policies surrounding certain things, then it cures the corruption cases. And I'm sure, because I don't know if today we are willing to discuss about things, if the member of parliament were able to foresee certain things that were also proposed from the BBI, we couldn't even end up in, for example, such a document which was stamped illegal, because they could have used their time in parliament to discuss good things. Lastly, if we say young people are dying of drugs, young people are in crime, then your member of parliament goes to parliament to second and support a motion that want to legalize drugs, that's corruption. Nobody else will stand against that person. But we decided to say, instead of legalizing these drugs, what if we create more treatment and prevention programs?
Right. Okay.
Let's not normalize corruption in the name of like it cures. And it's so unfortunate. Some of the people who are advocating for that, their children, their relatives are not within the community that they are pushing these agendas. So we are in the same community and we cannot push a sick policy that is going to destroy the future of our kids, that is going to destroy the young people, but we are going to stand it as leaders. And that is when integrity rules, that's when transparency rules, and that's when we have accountable leaders ruling us, or rather in the position of power. So the issue of corruption is wide, but it has to be fixed.
What do you say about somebody that said wakishikwa, maybe the corrupt leaders, hata wakishikwa hakuna pahali wanaenda? What will you do? Let's say for example, uko kwa hiyo kiti, mtu ameshikwa na corruption. What steps would you take?
For now, it's not maybe the way we are putting it. Our constitution defines how to handle certain for example, mishappenings, embezzlement of funds and all that. But it gave some room for the people's representative, which are member of parliament, to come up with laws that are able to fix certain problems that are not within the constitution. So you will find that in either way, what happens if, for example, I can be able to give a cash bail of 20 million where I steal 100 million. If I can get out and be free, if If I steal 1 billion and I give 100 million, then at least niko na change ya 900 million.
Yeah.
So it is becoming a norm
Yeah.
which we need to fix.
Yeah.
A corruption case should be a corruption case and should be dealt with within the framework not more than 6 months. It's either you are guilty or not guilty.
Okay.
And nobody's above the law. Yeah? And we have to tighten our laws to protect our dignity as a country and protect even our tomorrow. Yeah? And if we say, for example, these people is corrupt, this people is corrupt, this people is corrupt, then we will not be doing justice to the people we are serving. Yeah? Because if I stand here in a podium and start pointing, this is corrupt, and I'm doing nothing, then I'm a contributor to that.
Exactly.
Yeah? So that's why we are standing firm and saying enough is enough.
Okay.
Let us get the right people.
Yes.
Do the job for us. I'm sure Patrick, as a constituent, you want a member of parliament that you will tell, this issue is happening. We have corruption here. How can you fix it?
Right.
Even if it's a national level, county level, or any level. So if you bring it to someone, then he start bringing, for example, a feeder road. A feeder road is affecting your constituent. Then you start bringing on Aroko MCA. You are not a leader. That itself shows that you have to listen to the people. Then, as a leader, go to the right people. Don't blame them. Act. If they are not willing to change it, fix it. We have given you the responsibility. Yeah. Just the other day, I was telling guys, it's not that they are favoring us to build, or rather to rebuild Waithaka Bridge. You give people 60 days to stop their business. You give people 60 days to de-ring this valley, or rather this village, to the next village. Then you derail the same project in 90 days. Then you don't want to be questioned. When you are questioned, you start saying this is bad politics. If it's bad politics to give to the people, if it's bad politics to question leaders, then you should get it from Duncan. It is the right trend. You pay revenue, you contribute to tax, either directly or indirectly. Yeah? You pay 16% tax through the VAT. If you're a business owner, you pay the single business permit, which goes to more than, for example, 600. You are contributing to the revenue. As a land owner, you contribute to the land rate. As as a tenant, for example, the landlord, or rather whichever amount you are contributing, there is some aspect of tax in it. Where you are employed, there is the pay as you earn. You contribute 30%. So when a road is blocked, just because somebody is giving or want to play politics with a very small section of the road, we have people who can rise. We have people who can say enough is enough.
And have people been rising, in your opinion? Do we have enough people rising up and saying those things? Enough is enough. Mwananchi amenyamaza sana kwa maoni yako. Mwananchi ndiye anafaa kudrive hizo initiative. In your opinion, do you think mwananchi has to do more?
First, I want to appreciate people of Dagoretti who rose when we said this bridge has to be fixed. Don't play politics in it. This road has to be made. I want to appreciate their effort. But I also want to say it is a responsibility of a leader to foresee some things. Don't just be a reactive leader. If, for example, today we talk of a problem within the community that has been there for example, 8 weeks, and you are addressing it on the 10th week, you even address it, is listening to the people about it, then there's some questionable aspect of your character. Even if you are going to fix it, there is a questionable aspect of your leadership. Because a leader should be with the people, should listen to the people, and should work with the people because they know the solution to their own problems. And Patrick, our ideology of sisi kwa sisi, it is just not for me and you. It is for the entire country that people need to rise up to define their own lives,
Yeah.
to define what they need. Yeah? And we have been told from the past that we are leaders of tomorrow. I'm always, and I say, I'm tired of being told I'm a leader of tomorrow. My tomorrow when I was a kid is today. Let us mentor those kids for their tomorrow. But let us give opportunity to the young people because today is their tomorrow. And let the elderly guide us on how to deal with our today because they were there yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah? So, when someone tells you you are so young, yeah? When someone tells you you don't understand,
Yes.
then we are asking them,
Yes.
first believe in us, we are your children.
Yes.
Second,
Yes.
mentor us.
Yes.
Tell us, for example, when you are there,
Yes.
because your tomorrow was when you are there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You did ABCD, this didn't work. Don't tell us today, for example, yeah? We want to do it better and you are there. Yeah? Give us advice on how we can even improve on our approach. So that we can be able to raise a community that is dynamic, yeah? That is growing. So that if today Duncan becomes the member of parliament, yeah? Tomorrow your child will be empowered or will be mentored to become the member of parliament while Duncan goes to the next level.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Duncan. This is your time. Like you have said it yourself. This is your time to make those changes.
Yeah.
We wish you the best. We want you to go there and make this youth generation proud.
Yes.
Here at Jirani, Kenya, we're proud of what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
and we wish you the best.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
And now, before I give you a chance to talk to your voters, nakupatia chance uongee na voter wako. Kuna swali moja one of the viewers wanted to know very quickly. Do you think in the near future there will be a United States of Africa?
Oh, that's so thoughtful and it's so wide. But it excites me.
Just say yes or
Why?
no for now.
Why it excites me?
Yeah.
It's because I'm about to say yes. Yeah. Yes, it's possible
Okay.
to have a united Africa, same as United States. But for unity to start, it has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
It has to start from the basic.
Yeah.
It has to start from me and you.
Yes.
So we have already started a movement.
Okay.
Sisi kwa sisi, it's not just for Dagoretti. It will grow to the national level, even to the African level. But it's a matter of time. So it's very possible, and we have already started. We are on the
And
journey.
I promise you, next discussion,
Yeah.
tutaongea kuhusu hiyo mambo ya Afrika.
Yeah.
Na pia I've seen you have a very good views on BBI. I just picked them up from when you were talking. You have very divergent opinions on the BBI. Maybe we'll talk about BBI for next time.
Yeah.
Tuchambue kidogo.
Yeah.
Okay. Sasa kupatia hii kiwanja. Sasa uongee na wapiga kura, uwaombe kura, unawajua.
So I will use this camera and this chance to, first of all, thank each and every person who have directly or indirectly supported Duncan to brand himself as a candidate, and also the people who have really advised me, from the young children who asked me, for example, oh, you are becoming this, and also the young people who saw there is potential in myself, and the elderly who have been giving me more advice. I want to appreciate the different groups of elders in Dagoretti South, the different women groups who have come together to actualize their dreams, and also the young people also who have come together to actualize their dreams. And I'm asking you to believe in yourself and also believe in what we are bringing on the table, because it will change our life, it will change your life, and we will have a good community. I will be on the ballot on August next year, and the journey of tomorrow starts today. I might not be so known to the people, but to the percentage that knows me, I'm asking you to spread out. Tell your neighbor, tell your friend, tell the person next to you that we have a new way that we can change our community. And the new way is sisi kwa sisi, me and you working together to fix our own problems. And Duncan has come out as a leader who believes in the potential of anyone without looking at your background, without looking at your race. Either you are born here, either you are a tenant, you do business here, you are a lady, you are a man, you are a child, you are a young person, it doesn't matter. What matters is addressing your problem. And I wish you a good time. We will interact. I'm coming to your area. I'm coming to your house. Even if you want me to come to the to an open air market, I'll still come. Just organize, invite me, and when you have a problem, when you're celebrating something, invite me just for a talk, and also so that we can also work together to support issues that affect us. So thank you so much, and on behalf of myself, my family, and the people of Dagoretti South, let us support Jirani Kenya.
Jirani Kenya.
Jirani Kenya
Radio and TV.
Radio and TV, they are upcoming. And when you appreciate, first of all, that you have to start somewhere, then you're moving somewhere. Subscribe, they are on YouTube. They have their pages on Facebook, Twitter. I'm sure they'll also spread out to other platforms that you use. And soon they are going to grow and become the biggest media that you will have. And it will also create more job capacity for the young journalists that are coming up. Thank you so much.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Karibu sana.
Yeah.
We want to thank Mr. Duncan for visiting us at Jirani Kenya. Hadi wakati mwingine tutakapokuwa na politicians wengine. Ni mimi wenyu Patrick Gadhigi Karanja. Subscribe, comment na tuko pamoja. God bless you.